Hey, glad to be here. It's day 10. You've made it 10 days in a row. All right. Today we're going to talk about a food journal, food diary, either way. Um, it is very, 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 very important that you start writing down your food diary. Again, this is a key measurement that we can track. And if we have a measurement that we can track, we can figure out what needs to change in your life. All right? So, I've got a food diary below. You can print it out or you can just write it out in your journal. And I want you to keep track, very, very clear, concise track of your food. I want you to write down every single thing that you eat, and within 2 hours after each meal, I want you to write down how your energy level was, how your emotions were, and how your digestion was. And if you had any sort of symptoms, if you had heartburn, or if you had gas, or if you felt any difference, if you felt an itchy throat, or you felt like you started to get some mucus, if you felt congested, I want you to keep track of all of this. So, in that food diary, first, write down what it was that you consumed, and then within 2 hours after your meal, I want to know how you felt, what your energy levels were like, what your emotional state was like, and if you had any sort of adverse reaction, whether it be heartburn, congestion, itchy throat, gas. Um, so if we measure our food intake, then we will know what things are not good for our system. And the only way we can do that is if we keep track of it and we start becoming conscious of the connection between what we eat and how we feel. So, today's lesson or today's task is to start doing your food diary. I also have one other thing that I want you to keep track of. This is very key because I know a lot of you are dealing with a lot of sugar cravings. I want you to become conscious of how much sugar you're consuming. You might not think you eat that much sugar. You're like, I don't put sugar in my coffee. I don't put sugar in my tea. I don't put sugar on anything. Well, that doesn't mean that you're not consuming a lot. Well, I don't eat candy. I don't eat sweets. Okay, that's fine. But you're still not conscious about how much you're actually eating. So, if you eat some form of snack, or you eat a cereal, or you eat anything from a package, not only is it going to be written down in your food diary, but I want you to look at the back and just look at the sugars. Make sure you look at the serving size as well, because they do hide that in there. They'll put 5 grams of sugar each serving, but 1 bar is 2 servings. So I want you to start being conscious of how much sugar you're consuming. All right? It's a highly addictive substance. It messes up our hormones. It messes up our intestinal gut flora. It messes everything up and gets everything out of whack. So the first thing to figuring out how we can correct a sugar problem is knowing how much sugar you're consuming. So I want you to think of this. When you look at that candy bar, or you look at the back of the cereal box, cereal's the funny one, because if you look at the cereal aisle, you'll know, you see which ones are marketed towards kids. You see which ones are just probably unhealthy. But then there's always that section of the fitness cereals, or the healthy option, the healthy cereals. And they say full of fiber. But if you look on the back and you actually see how much sugar is in each one of those servings, it's comparable to the ones that you wouldn't eat. So look at the label. 5 grams of sugar equals 1 teaspoon. So if you're looking at the back of a cereal box and it says 12 grams of sugar per serving, and the serving size is 1 cup, well, think, do I normally eat 1 cup? No, I probably eat 2 cups. So I have to multiply that by 2. And if 5 grams equals 1 teaspoon, then would I really put that many teaspoons on top of something that I'm consuming? When you make that connection and you start questioning what you're consuming in that way, that would I really take 3 teaspoons or 4 teaspoons and put it in this same bowl? No, but you're eating it. It's just hidden. And it's been hidden in there because it's a highly addictive substance. It's not by accident. Sugar has been put into everything because it forms a psychological addiction and it forms a physiological addiction. Those of you that are dealing with sugar issues, you will soon find out how much of a challenge it is to cut it back. Your emotions get out of whack. Your energy levels get out of balance because you're taking yourself off a drug. So, today's task, fill out the food diary for every meal and then keep track of your sugar content. Remember, 5 grams equals 1 teaspoon. So, get into the conscious mindset of how much sugar am I consuming, and would I put 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, 3 teaspoons, 4 teaspoons, however many teaspoons is in the serving size of what you're about to eat. Would I actually put that in the bowl, or would I actually eat that straight away? Because it's hidden in your food. So, on the Facebook group today, I want to see each and every one of you write down 2 items that you read the label on and that you were surprised about how much sugar was in each serving size. So, tell us how much sugar's in it, tell us how many teaspoons that equates to, and we'll see you tomorrow.